Here we have Mark Jones. Mark Jones is the head of sales at Perform Media, and he's going to talk. I'm not sure what he's going to be talking to us about, but he's always cool and calm and collected, and you'll walk away excited to do the afternoon activities. So, Mark, take it away.
Hello, everyone. Just a quick sound check. You can hear me? Yes? Good? A little bit more? Can you go up? Oh, jeez. That's serious. Voice of the gods. So, as John mentioned, I am head of sales at Perform Media. So, I don't know many of you in the room, so I thought I would just start off with some fun facts, just so we can get to know each other. So let's just go through this. So a couple of things about me. So number one, I'm over 40, and I am still skateboarding. I've actually broken, I know, thank you. I know, I have the worst scars. So I broke over 20 bones in my life. I'm actually injured right now. I'm limping around. I'm literally like a human jigsaw puzzle. It's incredible. This is my wife. She's definitely the boss, for sure. I think I did something bad. Jim Kelly photo props for that picture. We have 2 babies. These are my dogs. This actually is a birthday party for dogs. Yes, I do that. Anybody want to guess whose birthday it was? I can tell. It's Penelope. That's the girl dog. She's so cute. She's the princess. And finally, I spent a lot of time during the holidays making wreaths with my family. I love the holidays. My aunt won first prize for the largest wreath in all of New England. Literally the size of her. And then finally, she couldn't see a thing in front of it. I feel like this is definitely a holiday card in the making right here. So that was a little bit about me. Let me tell you more importantly about my company, Perform Media. So just a quick agenda before we get started. So number one, I'm going to give you an overview. If you don't know what Perform Media is, I will walk you through that briefly. I'm going to make this fast. I know you have food in front of you. Then I'll go through some industry challenges that are impacting us all. And then finally, I'll just talk through some recommendations, simple recommendations for solving some of these challenges. So what do we do at Perform Media? We're an advertising platform that provides direct access into Media.net's contextual marketplace. So Media.net is one of the largest contextual ad techs worldwide, and their technology intelligently combines topical recommendations with search and native advertising. Here's just a quick example of our search ads. We scrape all the content on the page. We use natural language processing to understand the context in the article. We then use these signals to recommend topics that are related to that article, like asthma treatment here. The user makes one click on the first keyword and then goes to a search results page where your ad would reside. Then they make the second click and go to your landing page. It's a 2-click validation of user intent. A couple of notes here. One is it's keyword targeted, so you have to bid on the keyword for it to be relevant, to actually serve on the search results page. And then finally, this supply is only sold through the Perform Media console. It is exclusive, it's a walled garden. We also have in-article contextual ads. We can use pretty much all your assets within the article. These are in-read units. It uses our same contextual ad tech that we use for our search unit. And you can use your search or approved search ad copy. We don't truncate ads, so they're completely safe. And you can also use display assets like native assets, image ads, etc. And just a couple of notes here is this can be bought either through our console or programmatically through a deal ID, through your DSP of choice. We are integrated with most DSPs. One benefit of our marketplace quickly is we have code on page or direct access and relationships with some of the largest health sites in the industry. You can see a number of them here, along with news and information, lifestyles. This allows you to scale across relevant content. That is something that makes us unique. We work with the larger players in the industry. A couple of key differentiators, just so you know. One, more transparency and control than traditional search engines. So one example of that is we offer whitelisting. You can cherry pick or customize your publisher list as one example. Also, we have proprietary contextual targeting. What makes us unique here is we offer a lot more granularity. You can be very, very specific. I'm going to give you some examples in a moment of why that's important. And then finally, what makes us different, I already mentioned it, is our publisher relationships. It's code on page. We own the supply. We own the tech. There's definitely some pricing advantages to that, and I'm going to show you a couple of examples in a moment, but here's why I think this is important. So one is cost is going up for pretty much all of us, whether it be manufacturing costs, shipping, drugs from the overseas, transportation cost is going up, inflation is causing trouble with consumers, right? They're more concerned about buying. Also, because of the global pandemic, there has been a pretty big shift. People are spending a lot more time online. I myself are definitely doing that. And what that means is because more people are online, more competition's there. And then finally, let me go back. Brand safety has also become challenging just because of misinformation, et cetera. You need to find publishers or partners that help you protect your brand. So I'm going to go through a couple of examples in the next couple of minutes, just recommendations on how you can solve these challenges. So number one, when cost goes up, it's important that you get more for every dollar spent. This is just a case study showing a comparison of one of our advertisers that used a contextual provider that they charged fees for it compared to our free data. And as a result, they saw a 30% lift in targeted impressions. So performance went up, costs went down because their bid went further. Also contextual, just to throw a plug out there for contextual in general, it's a great way to find new channels. So we noticed in our internal data that 40% of all bid requests were coming from cookie-free environments like Safari. The advantage is it's cheaper. In our study, it was 60% cheaper, and contextual targeting is one of the best ways to target intent in these environments where you can get cost advantage. Also, if you're a search buyer, a couple of benefits. You get a lot more efficient non-brand terms. This is just a chart quickly. I won't belabor the point comparing us to search engines across multiple conditions like RA, plaque psoriasis, et cetera. You look at melanoma, 42 cents compared to $3. So big cost advantage. And this translates downstream. What we saw is one of our largest advertisers in the cancer space saw a 50% reduction in cost per new patient starts. And as things become super unpredictable and change often, I think it's important to spend time planning and identifying your high-value patients or customers. So we built a planning tool that allows you to segment contextual in a different way. I already mentioned it. We offer more granularity. So give you one example why this matters. So use MS, for example. We could target MS, say maybe someone that's newly diagnosed versus someone that has relapsing or reoccurring. I want to give you an example of how our tech works briefly. This is an article on MS, just as an example as I do this demo. Whoops. I'm like fumbling on the, there we go.
Well, you're injured.
I know, right, blame it on the injury.
So it's okay. Absolutely.
Thank you very much. Okay, so this will play in just a second. Okay, maybe it didn't. Anyways, I was going to walk you through our tech, but I'm not going to do that. So next up, here's why I think being more relevant matters. It allows you to develop strong customer and patient relationships. Here's one way you can action on this in our marketplace. So you can use our high-intent contextual data by condition combined with your, say, cross-sec segments. So it allows you to target your high-value audiences within high-value content. Also, here's some unique advantages that we can do in our marketplace. So when the competition increases, I think something very important is try to find white space where there's less competition or fewer competitors. Here's an example of actually how you can do this in our marketplace. We have far fewer competitors. I'll tell you why in a second. But we have 1 to 2 versus maybe 5, 10 in some other marketplaces. We don't work with website arbitrage, driving to their web pages, natural remedies. We don't work with treatment centers, cancer treatment centers, one example of that. We can actually identify these condition-related keyword or topic marketplaces and target it where there's either fewer or no competition at large. Allows you to take advantage of that white space. Also, I think it's important when you're combating the competition, if you can, find ways to block the competition. This is just one unique implementation. So we call this a keyword takeover, where we can actually take your either search creative or your display creatives that are approved, and we can serve these in the slots where the keyword recommendation module is. And why this is strategic or advantageous, rather, it allows you to steal the first click before it ever gets to the search results where your competitors are, so you completely displace them. Now, I don't think this is like good for every scenario, but for a couple of use cases, I think one is maybe it's a new product release, for example, maybe it's a blockbuster drug, or maybe it's an awareness month. This is a good way to increase your share, steal from the competition. And I'll wrap it up with some brand safety. We know misinformation is out there against vaccines, drugs, et cetera. We are contextual, so I'm gonna walk you through how you can protect your brand. So we know everything on the page. We know what will help or hinder your brand. We block all sensitive topics. We can build custom segments based on what's on the page. One unique attribute, I would say, is we can look at the sentiment or tone in the article to know if it's negative or positive. We can either target it or block it. If that's not enough, we have integrations with third parties, Double Verify, IES, and we just launched or announced a new deal with NewsGuard for a licensing agreement. So that is it. I'm not going to hold you up anymore. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it.